All right. Greetings. Welcome to a Komodo community podcast. This is E. Giuliano, and I'm here with Draeth from Pirate Chain. Super excited. First things first, I'd just like to remind everyone, or if you're not aware, that Pirate Chain is working on I2P integration, invisible internet protocol. And so we're going to talk about this a little bit later, but just want you to be aware that there are some funding options here, BTC and KMD, and we're looking forward to getting this off the ground here and rolling. That would be very exciting for us all. Now, without further ado, we're just going to start this talk here. Draeth, welcome. Thanks for joining me. I know you're super busy with all the things that you're doing, Pirate Chain, sorry. And I just want to know a little bit more, share with the community what's going on. So firstly, just curious what Pirate Chain is offering, the solutions Pirate Chain is offering compared to the other privacy options out there, specifically Zcash and Monero. What are the drawbacks currently for Zcash and Monero as privacy coins?
Yeah, sure thing. And thanks for having me. So the drawbacks of each one are different, right? So the drawback of Zcash is that it's basically opt-in privacy, right? Meaning that you actually have to do something to make your transaction private. You have to send it via a shielded address, because normally it's just done by transparent addresses, which, as everyone knows, is actually not private. And the problem with that is that 95%, I believe, of all transactions on Zcash are transparent transactions, which completely destroys fungibility, meaning that, it gives it a way to trace transactions, so if you get money from a public transaction, and then you send it via private transaction, there's still a record of you receiving those funds, right?
Mm-hmm.
On Monero's case, yeah, they have permanent privacy transactions, meaning that, it's always private transactions. However, the anon set of Monero is 11, I believe, meaning that, it's a lot easier to trace than it is any private ZK snarks transactions. So with the way that Pirate Chain solves this is that we use ZK snarks, which is widely considered the strongest privacy out there. And we made it so that the only transparent transactions that happen on the network are, block rewards, and I believe notary transactions, but that's it. So block rewards so that, people can see, hey, these are actually the correct amounts that are being rewarded per block. But after that, it has to be sent to private addresses, meaning, from the mining pool or the solo miner, once they've received those rewards and they're distributed, say, from the mining pool to the actual miners, they're sent to shielded addresses. So everything's from that point on completely private. So you can't see any amounts transacted between from any Z address to Z address. You can't see addresses that are transacted between, none of that. So everything is completely private as it should. It could be as complete privacy as possible for the chain.
That's very interesting. So back to, for example, the Zcash issue is quite easily understood here with this graphic. Mm-hmm. We can see that if it's not all privacy enabled, then there are some ways that computers or algorithms or very smart people could figure out a way to potentially trace some of the information. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And with as the days go by, there's a lot more chain analysis companies starting up to just analyze chains like this to try and basically reveal transactions. So in Zcash's case, it's not that hard for them to do. Monero's case is a little bit tougher, but At one point, they were able to do it. Now I know that they've changed a few things here and there, so I'm not sure what the status of that is, but it's definitely easier than it is pirate chain since everything is completely hidden.
Okay, that's good. And you do mention here that pirate chain is unmatched in privacy and security. Did you want to just briefly touch on how the security aspect is unmatched as well?
Yeah, sure thing. So the reason why security is unmatched is because we use Komodo's delayed proof of work, which essentially notarizes our transactions onto Komodo's blockchain, and then Komodo's blockchain's transactions are notarized onto Bitcoin's blockchain. So in other words, to 51% attack us, basically performing a Sybil attack, you would have to 51% attack us, Komodo, and Bitcoin simultaneously to pull it off.
Excellent. Okay. And it's unmatched in terms of privacy because of the forced ZK snarks or ZK snarks transactions. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you also moved, I was reading, you moved from sprout address to sapling addresses. Do you want to talk about the significance of that?
Yeah, so for the one thing that was happening on sprout addresses was that there was an inflation bug. It didn't affect us because we did a turnstile accounting system of all the funds that were supposed to be there into the new sapling addresses, and everything checked out. Now, the other advantage of using sapling was that it increases the speed of which the transactions can occur, and also decrease the size of those transactions. So,
excellent. Okay, this is really cool. Now, Komodo is notable for its cross-chain atomic swap technologies. Atomic DEX is up and running, has been going through beta for quite some time now. Is Pirate available to swap through Atomic DEX yet at all? Or
not natively. About? However, Gruel Satinder, who's a developer over at Komodo, is currently working on subatomic swaps. So it's a different method of doing it, and currently Pirate Chain does work with subatomic swaps.
Cool.
So yeah,
is it difficult because of the ZK snarks forced ZK snarks transactions? Is that where the difficulty comes in, or what layer is the difficulty happening?
I believe it's because of that and the fact that we don't have multi-sig. I believe that's one of them.
Okay. Interesting, but solutions are still being worked on, and it looks like they will be coming out eventually.
Correct. So essentially, subatomic swaps are an amazing workaround for it for the time being, but solutions are being worked on or thought of. So
very exciting. Cool. Okay, now in terms of wallets, you've got some mobile wallets already out. You have a Android wallet that's up and running, and you're also going to be porting that to the iOS wallet.
Correct.
Do you have any update for us on that?
Yeah, so we actually have Forge from Zero working on the iOS port for it. Forge has been instrumental in building the mobile wallet for us as well as porting it over. So mad props go out to him for that. And also Lutz for getting us Forge to do the whole mobile wallet for us.
Excellent. And in terms of desktop wallet, is there any availability to store on a desktop wallet right now?
Oh yeah, we have plenty. We have Pirate Ocean, which is been developed by Computer Genie. We have 7Cs, which has been developed by Radix. We have the Light Wallet, which was worked on, I believe, by Mr. Lynch. We have the Varus desktop wallet that we're a part of. And there is a BPSAA wallet that is in development currently that'll include Pirate Chain as well.
Okay, you do mention BPSAA. Do you want to, before we go through that though, it's pretty interesting too that you also have memos, so private memos can be sent through the mobile wallets.
Yep.
Now, does that require you to spend R or R? Does it require you to spend that on top of the transaction fee, or could I send a memo with just spending the transaction fee?
You can send a memo with just the transaction fee.
And that's, as far as I know, the transaction fee is pretty small. It's I mean, 0.001 R. So that
0.0001.
0001. Oops, I must have written it improperly. That's even less. Great. So 0.0001 R to send private memos. That's pretty cool. And now, in terms of sending private information and dealing with privacy, we led with this Komodo I2P integration fundraiser. Could you let us know more about this? What is this? What's going on? And what's the intention behind it?
Yeah, so currently Pirate Chain has integrated Tor into the 7Seas wallet. So you can run Tor and use Pirate Chain to go across the Tor network, using the Tor network. So I2P is the invisible internet protocol, and basically it's a some people consider an upgrade to Tor. So it, instead of using, for example, like a single road to travel on, it uses two roads, one for transmitting, one for receiving. So it makes it harder to decrypt and know exactly what you're doing on with on your computer and whatnot. So what we're trying to do is integrate that into Komodo and feed that downstream to Pirate, so that basically we can utilize that protocol on top of Tor. So you can choose between either using Tor or I2P. So
very cool. The Komodo has always been, from the get-go, strong on the privacy values, and this is just a further down that road of getting the privacy involved here, integrated here. So how is the fundraiser going so far? Do you have an idea, or is somebody else handling that?
I'm handling that, and essentially, so as you can see, we've raised 0.25 BTC so far out of our goal, and which is enough to get us started on research and development for it. So I have one of our devs, Radix, also known as Pirate Queen Jane. She's currently working on developing that for us. So this is not like a quick thing where it's gonna take maybe a few weeks to do. It's a long-term project as far as I know. So it's gonna be quite a few months before it's actually completed. But in the meantime, we raised enough BTC to get that whole thing started. So
great. So then anybody who is interested in pushing the privacy initiative forward in the crypto space, this is something that could be extremely important. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely, yes. Pirate Chain is huge on privacy, obviously, and security. So anything that we can advance in the privacy sector and security sector, we're going to try and push. So, and this is absolutely important to do, in my opinion.
And the Komodo community is, at least if we have 100 people, 1,000 people to throw in 0.0005 BTC, that could get us closer to the desired goal. Is that something you would advocate?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, anything you can send to help out, we'll gladly accept. So the main reason why I listed only BTC and Komodo on there is for the fact that the liquidity for those two coins are a lot more than Pirate Chain currently. So
understood. And so yeah, I'm just basically saying that the more people that throw a little bit your way, the less that everybody needs to contribute, and we all benefit from that.
Absolutely.
So yeah, please consider throwing just a little bit of KMD or BTC towards these addresses, and if we value our privacy, then there's no better place to invest in our privacy than in the type of applications that will secure our privacy for us going forward, right?
Yep, definitely.
Okay, cool. And now you're also not just about privacy alone, you're also about transacting. So you are working towards point of sale and merchants. You're involved with the BPSAA, Blockchain Privacy Security Adoption Alliance. Would you like to say more about that?
Sure thing. Yeah. So I originally thought of the idea of the BPSAA because there was this thing called the Z Alliance from a while ago that, you know, got a bunch of coin developers together to just, you know, figure out solutions and talk about problems and all this other stuff. And that kind of just fizzled out. And I wanted to take that same idea, but make it cross-chain. So basically taking all these projects that are, you know, have solid development and great developers together so that we can not only work together, but create interoperability solutions as well as, you know, collaborate on different projects, because the original idea of, you know, Bitcoin was to, you know, get people together to help further the causes of Bitcoin. But after, you know, some time passed, you know, it splintered off into Litecoin and then all these other projects. And as you know, there's thousands upon thousands of them now. So my goal was to bring people together for a common cause. And that was, you know, security, privacy, and adoption. So I formed the BPSAA and I brought in Pirate Chain, Ether One, Sentinel, and Turtle Network. And our goal now is to every so often, after we look through all the applications, figure out who else we want to bring in next. So then we brought in Ergo as our next member. And I think we'll probably be recruiting some more in the next month or so. So on top of all that, in regards to the point of sale system, that wasn't originally a pirate chain development that was going to be happening, but after a ton of discussions and, you know, thinking on it, I decided to pull it into the BPSAA to develop, for the simple fact that it reduces liability on pirate chain, and it keeps it away from a lot of the legal issues that could occur, especially with privacy coins nowadays. So that being said, you know, we're going to start developing sometime in the near future so that, you know, merchants not only online, but, you know, physical stores can accept cryptocurrency and not not have to worry about, you know, converting it to fiat, because we'll have an option to be able to do that for you. So they don't even have to touch cryptocurrency. They could just, you know, accept fiat and then get paid in fiat and accept crypto, or they could just hold the crypto itself. So it gives people options.
That's very exciting. This is what well, maybe not everybody, but many people are looking forward to the times when they can just go and spend the cryptos that they've accumulated, just like they're spending cash.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
that's a great initiative.
Yeah, and on top of all that, we're forming a 501c3 nonprofit as well. So this way we'll be an actual nonprofit organization, so that we can accept donations and get grants to further develop the developments within the BPSA members. So, for example, with the operating system that Pirate Chain, the second iteration of the operating system that Pirate Chain is developing, we're, you know, potentially applying for a grant to get funding for that, so that we can hire devs and make it as close to Lutz's vision as possible as far as usability of everyday use and all that fun stuff. So there's a lot going on within the BPSAA that's going to be huge soon.
Oh, great. I'm very excited about that for sure. You guys are really pushing forward, and I'm sure everyone who's not involved in a technical way, I don't have technical skills to do these things. I'm sure a good majority of people also are not in that. So we all do appreciate the type of initiatives and work that you guys put forward on all of this. And speaking of the operating system, so the Pirate operating system, you guys are developing some operating systems right now. You have a ghost ship operating system. Um, could you talk a little bit about that and what's the status and what's the ease of use like? What is it used for?
Yeah, so basically, the Ghost Ship operating system, which is under the banner of Pirate OS, is the first iteration of our operating system series. And essentially, think of it like like a light wallet compared to a full node wallet, in the sense that it's just a lightweight operating system that's USB bootable, that you can, turn off your PC, plug it in, turn it on, and then all of a sudden now you're into your Ghost Ship OS, and you can run your wallet on it securely and anonymously if you're running a VPN on it as well. So it uses OpenSUSE as a base and has the features of Tails OS. So it's got MAC address spoofing and a ton of security features that allow you to, make sure that you're operating securely and privately. Because the biggest thing for, even if you're not using Windows, one of the biggest issues of, or vulnerabilities in a PC is the user itself and what you download and all that other stuff. So by giving somebody a platform like Ghost Ship to utilize their wallet and everything like that, which uses a light wallet, by giving them something like this, it reduces that risk significantly. So you can be sure that you're safe and secure when you're using this operating system for your wallet. Now, with
Cool.
Galleon, which is pending a name change, Galleon will be a full-on operating system that you can use day to day. That will have not only Pirate Chain's wallet on there, but it'll also have features from the members of the BPSAA. For example, Sentinel's decentralized VPN service, Ether1's IPFS storage system. It'll have Turtle Network's wallet / DEX on there. It'll have Ergo features from Ergo on there. So it's going to be a full-on operating system that you can use day to day for whatever you need to do, obviously except for gaming. But not only that, it'll also include features from members of the BPSAA as well.
Wow. You guys are really doing a lot of work behind the scenes here. I'm glad that we're talking about this just so that the community can know what's going on and get excited about it.
Yeah, I've been so busy lately between not only just this stuff, but like personal life stuff, that it's just hard for me to communicate all this to, the community. So it's just, sometimes it may not look like we're not doing anything, but there's always a lot going on in the background. So.
Excellent. Very good. And so we're going to wrap up then. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I do have a few more questions.
Sure.
Yeah. So what are it seems like you've given us the near term goals and desires for Pirate Chain. Do you have any long-term goals for Pirate Chain? What are some roadblocks that might be put in your way or that you might encounter along the way?
I think the biggest roadblocks would be regulations from governments and things like that. That's why one of the workarounds for our the point of sale system that's going to be developed is the ability to just receive fiat, right? So that person's native fiat in their country, because there are some countries where it's illegal to accept cryptocurrency. So by having that feature, yeah, somebody can pay in cryptocurrency, but that merchant is only receiving fiat, so they don't have to worry about any of that. It's like sidestepping that regulation, So regulations are definitely a big roadblock, especially potentially in the near future with, more and more things being regulated. But as far as the long-term goals of Pirate Chain, it's just to, increase user security and privacy as well as become adopted, just like any other coin out there. But, we're working on real world use cases for that stuff. So, and plus increasing the ease of use. That's the biggest issue in any currency I don't care if it's, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Pirate Chain, Komodo, anything. It's just the ease of use for the average person, not the average crypto person, but the average person in general to use it is always the biggest problem. And what I like to compare it to is I want to get the usage to the point where it's like a credit card in a sense, right? Anybody can use a credit card. You just swipe it, right? You ask somebody, oh, how do you use it? Oh, I just swipe it and it works. Ask them how it works. Most people are like, I have no idea. And that's kind of the point that I want to get to, so that people can use it with not having to know how it works in the background, just that it works.
Excellent. That's a great explanation. Okay. And right now, you mentioned a whole bunch of people that are working on the project. So I was going to ask you, how many people are working on it and that sort of a thing. Do you have any rough number of how many people are working on it?
Well, Pirate Chain is a community project, as people who know about Pirate Chain can tell you. But the user base right now, we have, we're probably close to about 8,000 to 10,000 users at this point. So, but that being said, we have a good chunk of those people actually just supporting us in whatever way they can. And so, for example, if a developer comes up and says, hey, I can help out with this, you're more than welcome to. We're an open team, so anybody that feels like contributing can. We've had people come in and just help out with marketing or help out with, small things like Discord management. All of that's important, So anybody that can come along and just help out in whatever way they can, whether it be writing or management or development, you name it, they can all just come in and help out with.
Excellent. Very nice. Okay. And so if anybody wants to get involved with you, what's the best way to get involved?
Yeah, you can reach you? Yeah, you can join our Discord or our Telegram servers. You can go to our website, pirate.black, and go to the Discord links or any of the social media links, things like that. You can contact me directly at outreach@pirate.black. You can message me on Twitter. My handle is @theinfamouskata, or just reach out to any of the official Pirate accounts, or just like I said, join the Telegram or Discord servers and just talk to one of us or me. Excellent.
Well, it sounds like your ship is being tracked by some deadly sea monsters there. So I'm definitely gonna let you go on that note. But I just want to remind everyone, if you can spare anything, send that towards this Komodo I2P integration fundraiser, and let's get this thing rolling. Draeth, I really appreciate you spending the time today to talk to me and talk to us, share with the community. And I really wishing you all the best going forward.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, anytime. Wishing you all the best. And that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. And talk to you soon.
All right, have a good one.
Bye.